Did you know that babies as young as 18 months show evidence of understanding counting? They're able to identify correct versus incorrect counting procedures. Hello everyone, warm welcome to Cognitive Kathleen. I'm Kathleen and I'm a graduate student in cognitive psychology working towards my PhD. My goal here is to convey exciting research findings on child development from real scientists in the field and share them with you. Today I have two exciting studies to share with you where we look at how babies at this age understand certain parts of the counting procedure. The first study I want to talk about today comes from Shoji Itakura, Kutsuki, and Siegal. I've put the full reference in the video description if you want to look at the article yourself. In this study, 18-month-old babies were sat in front of a screen. On the screen, 6 fish appeared in 2 rows of 3. While the babies watched, a hand would appear on the screen to count the 6 fish. Sometimes the counting was done correctly, like this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But sometimes the counting was done incorrectly, like this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Did you spot the difference? In the correct version, the hand points to each fish only once while counting. But in the incorrect version, the hand points to only 2 of the fish, alternating back and forth between just those 2 and never pointing to the other 4 fish. This incorrect counting breaks the 1-to-1 principle, which is a counting rule that tells us when we're counting a group of objects, we have to count each one once and only once. We never double count any of them, and we never skip any of them. Remarkably, the babies preferred to watch the correct counting video. This tells us that babies seem to already understand this abstract rule about counting objects. But does this preference actually tell us if babies understand counting? Or does it just tell us that they prefer to look at things that are referred to in a 1-to-1 way? Or maybe it tells us that babies prefer to see a hand move around a greater part of the screen rather than just watching the hand hang out on one side. To explore this further and how much babies actually understand the counting part, the researchers did 2 new versions of the study. In both new versions of this study, the babies saw the exact same thing. Sometimes they saw that hand point to each fish once and only once, or following that 1-to-1 rule. And sometimes the hand pointed to only 2 of the fish over and over, breaking that 1-to-1 rule. The only thing that changed was what the babies heard while this was happening. In the first new version, the counting 1 to 6 was replaced by beep sounds. So instead of hearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the babies heard a succession of 6 beeps. In the second new version of the study, instead of hearing the 6 fish counted in English, they heard those fish counted in Japanese, using some common Japanese count terms: ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku. In both of the new versions of the study, where the babies heard beeping while the fish were pointed to, or Japanese words while the fish were pointed to, they showed no preference for whether or not that 1-to-1 principle was followed. So it seems that these babies don't just prefer to view things gestured to in a 1-to-1 manner, or that they just prefer to see the hand take up more of the screen. Instead, it seems like these babies might actually understand this part of counting, where they prefer to see the count words that they've learned applied correctly in counting procedures. I actually wanted to share another study done by these researchers, but I feel like I'm running out of time and the video is going to become too long, so it will just be my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to hear more research findings about child development, please subscribe, comment, message me, let me know. I want to share this knowledge with the world, and it all starts with you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hello.